So first of all, let me know, is audio and video both are okay? Are we good to go? Is audio and video both okay? All okay? So let's start. So this is our, first of all, welcome to Officers are a 24/7 channel, or I can say JIB CIB English Medium channel, where we will be discussing about your PPB subject. So today we are starting PPB subject, that is Principles and Practices of Banking. And in the PPB, we will be discussing today the orientation of PPB, like we will be knowing what are the modules, what is the weightage of these modules, and how to cover the PPB subject. That's what we are going to discuss today. And then we will move forward certain number of questions that we will practice to know the level of examination of PPB, right? So let's start. So this is our orientation class of PPB, in which all the batches will be covered, in which we will be discussing what is the subject of PPB. First of all, if I talk about JIB exam covered the 4 subjects that you have. First, Indian Economy, Indian Financial System, paper 1. Then we have paper 2, Principles and Practices of Banking. Paper 3 is Accounting and Financial Management for Bankers, and paper 4 is Retail Banking and Wealth Management. So these are the 4 subjects that we have to go for to clear the JIB exam, definitely. Now, if we want to clear JIB exam, then we have to be prepared for these dates. So our next JIB paper will start from 2nd of November. Okay, from 2nd of November, we have our paper, and the first paper will be of IEIFS. Okay, the first paper will be of what? Paper, that is your RBW. So this is what your your exam date says for the November 2025. And as you can see, definitely we are going for the 2nd November paper, then 8th, then 9th, and then 16th. So there is not that much gap between the papers. So we have to be prepared for all the 4 subjects. Like equal priority have to be given to each and every subject of yours. Sometimes it happens because PPB and AFM, they do comes together, and bankers actually choose between these 2 papers. Like those who feel a fear in AFM, they focus more on AFM revision for the 1 week, and those who fear for PPB more, they go for the PPB, and that actually reflects in their marks. Okay, the one person is getting in AFM, let's say 60, 65, in the PPB, the same person is getting, let's say 45, 46, 48, such kind of marks, because we have bifurcate on the basis of which subject we feel is a tough, right? But the actual scenario is we have to go according to that. We have to clear the JIB exam in the single attempt, and for that both subjects are very important. You have to give priority to both the subjects, and because in 1 week we have to revise PPB and FN together, so it is a tough task. And PPB is the lengthiest subject of your JIB. It have 55 units. Around 1000 pages book is there for PPB, and definitely a lot of updates we have to cover in this subject. And in May 2025, it have been seen that a lot of case study questions and numerical questions have been asked in PPB. So now, if we feel like that I can do the PP, but still you have to go with the preparation, because principles and practices of banking subject feels like that we know this subject, and definitely we will be clearing this subject because it is what we are doing in a bank, what we are practicing in a bank, in a real life, in a daily day-to-day business of ours. That's the PPB. It feels easy, but the paper of it have been seen very tough in May 2025. So we have to prepare for it accordingly. Okay. Now next we have, you can see the paper will be having 100 questions and 2 hours time will be given to us. All the questions will be MCQ pattern, like multiple choice question pattern will be there. Then we have passing criteria. The minimum marks for pass in each subject will be 50 out of 100. If you are going for the individual subject, Hana, like if we are going for each subject in multiple attempts, or I can say in different attempts, we are going for this paper, definitely 100 out of 150 is required. Okay, let's say you have cleared one paper in May 2025, second in October 2025, then you are going for May 2026 for the remaining paper. In that situation, every subject requires minimum 50 marks out of 100. And the next thing is candidate securing at least 45 marks in each subject within an aggregate of 50% in all the subjects. So if we talk about the overall, if you want to clear overall JIB in one go, first you have to go 55 marks in each subject, and then you require overall 50% marks. The combination of these two will help you to clear the JIB in the first attempt. 45 in each subject and overall to 50%, that means 200 marks are required. Okay, so this is the passing criteria. Now, how much time limit will be given to us to clear the JIB paper? First, we get 5 attempts or the 3 years. Whichever is earlier will be treated here as a duration in which we have to clear the 4 papers. Okay, and if by chance I am not able to clear all the 4 papers in 5th attempts or 5 attempts or 3 years, whichever comes earlier, then I have to go for all the 4 paper again. I have to do the fresh registration. Okay, so it's better to clear the paper in these duration. Now this is the 4 paper syllabus you have. Each subject have 4 modules A, B, C, D. We are going to talk about PPB. Paper 2 is Principles and Practices of Banking. It covers 4 modules. A covers General Banking Operation and Lending Operations of the banks. And the module C is Banking Technology. Module D is Ethics in Banks and Financial Institutions. So these two, A and B module, around cover 60 to 65% portion of your paper in the PPB. I am talking about PPB subject, right? Around 60 to 65% portion comes from the A and B, and the remaining 40-45% comes from the C and D module. And from the D module, we have seen many questions on the case study have been asked. Like they ask or they give the case study based question on ethics. So definitely accordingly, we have to prepare for our paper. If you have not started yet the preparation of PPB, my suggestion is start and follow the same sequence given the syllabus. Like the sequence we have to follow is module A, then B, then C, and then D. This is the sequence we have to follow, because in IEIFS paper, I keep telling you, you have to go for D, C, B, and A. This is the sequence we have to follow for IEIFS, but for PPB, the same sequence have to be followed, A, B, C, D. Okay, such kind of syllabus have been made by IIBF. And now let's start with the orientation class. As you can see, module A, we have General Banking Operations. Module B, I can say we have a Lending Operations of Banks. Then module C, we have Banking Technology, and module D, we have Ethics in Banks and Financial Institution. And every time we have seen around 10 to 15 marks question come from the module D. And module C, every time we have seen 20 to 25 marks questions have been came. So definitely such how 40-45 marks question comes from the C and D module, and remaining come from the A and B. So A and B module are kind of modules which you are aware about it, because they talk about general banking operation, they talk about the lending operations of the bank, in which you are working on the regular basis. You are providing loan to the customer, you are defining, you are following the rules, regulations, CDD, EDD, SDD, a lot of rules, norms of RBI, that you are following, and everything is there. The general banking operations of a bank, lending operations of a bank. So A and B module, when you will be studying, you feel like I already know these things. like not properly know these things, but you have heard of these things, okay, or these terminologies, or you have worked on these terminologies. So you will feel I already aware about this term. I already have worked on this term, right? C module is a little bit tough, not because a lot of questions or a lot of difficult questions come from here, but because it's a technology. A and B modules are the covering those terminologies, those terms which you are somehow familiar with. But module C covers those terminologies which are technological. Now you are working in a bank on these technology, but definitely you are not so much aware about these technology. So that's why module C becomes a little bit tough, because it talks about every kind of banking technology, every kind of. If we are using NEFT, RTGS to transfer the fund, what Infinite performs as a role here, what SFMS have a role here, and then apart from that, which technology, which platform, which electronic way we are using to do such kind of things, that have to be covered. The router, the hub, the switch, everything, every technology term we have to cover. It's like a computer technology kind of unit, in which everything related to the computer and the devices, everything we have to cover. Okay, so it is a little bit tough to understand and to memorize. Then module D is ethics. It's very easy to understand. This module is very easy to understand, and this is the smallest module of your PPB. It's easy and the smallest. And still, a lot of bankers are there who, when attempt the questions from module D, they stuck and they give the wrong answers. Why? Because they ask case study. And ethics in banks and financial institution is all about wordplay. Okay. When I'm calling a person honest, or if I'm calling a person with integrity, they both actually means the same thing. Like if a person is honest, it means definitely he is doing the right thing. He is following the rules and regulation, everything. And the person with integrity is the same person who is doing right thing, who is not ignoring or not violating any kind of rules, regulation. Both are the same thing. But in ethics, it will be defined differently. Okay, it means differently. So definitely in ethics, we have to understand the word and how they will be played in a different situations that we have to cover. And when the case study questions comes on it, it provides us the ethical dilemma. That's also one of the topic of module D. Like they will give us the two situations, both are right. But we have to find out of these two, which is the best right one that we have to adopt and that we have to perform. That's the ethics in banks and financial institution we have to go for. Okay, so definitely this is how we will be covering this paper. And things we have to remember is that there are 4 modules, A, B, C, D, 100 questions will be there, 100 marks will be there, no negative marking is there, and time will be given 2 hours. And this 2 hours feels like it's sufficient because 100 questions are there, MCQ pattern questions are there, so it feels like it's okay, it can be done. But somehow you will find here, when you will be attempting this paper, the language will be tough, the questions will be lengthy, and they ask most appropriate question, or sorry, most appropriate answer that make the paper a little bit more tough. Apart from that, I can add here that in the PPB subject, we find the case study questions which are requiring a different set of skills to solve those questions. So definitely it becomes lengthiest, the paper becomes lengthiest because a lot of things are there which have to be go by side to side. So that's why I would say do practice the paper. Do go for the full length mock test before the paper so that we will be able to do the time management. Okay, now the pattern of questions, if I talk about, definitely one-liner questions can be seen. Okay, one-liner questions can be seen. Match the following questions can be seen. Then filling the blanks questions can be seen. Then we have case study. We have numericals. We have statement-based questions. We have paragraph-based question. Etc. These are the pattern. And in PPB, we have seen the maximum questions came from case study, numerical, statement based. These are the three patterns which have been asked so many times, है ना? And in all these pattern of question, they ask most appropriate answer. Now, most appropriate answer makes the paper more tough for us. Why? Because the most appropriate answer actually have to be we have to select it from the four options. And out of those four options, we feel when we study the question, when we are analyzing the question, we feel out of these four options, the two options is definitely correct. They are 100% correct. We feel like that. And because of that, it become tough. It become tough because definitely out of the four, two or three options feels like definitely it is correct. Now, how to decide it is or not? On the basis of regular revision, on the basis of more conceptual clarity, on the basis of practice. These three things are very much important to go for it. And in the case study questions, what is required? In case study question, first you require the knowledge of concept. You should understand the concept, whatever it is talking about. Second, you should know the laws or the rules or the norms which are related to this particular case study. Like if the case study have been given on a check, so definitely you should know the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881 section 6 talks about the check. What it says about the check, that we have to cover. The rules, the norms of the check we have to remember. And then decision making power. Okay, decision making power. These three things are very much important to answer the case study questions correctly. And it will only be, one more and very important part of these three steps is real life example analysis. Like definitely you are working in a bank, so many types of cases comes in front of you with a customer, or in which the customer have been done something wrong, or bank's negligence was there, or something missing, or something, let's say for example, such activities actually happened which actually created the loss for the customer because it was the negligence of the bank. So bank have to pay the compensation of, if the bank have made the payment of a check in due course, then bank is not liable to pay any compensation. So such kind of things are there which in a working experience of ours we face in the banks. So if you remember these real life examples, if you understand these real life examples and you try to link them with your theoretical part of the PPB, definitely you will be able to answer the case study question much better. Okay, so it's very important. Concepts, laws, rules, norms, decision making, and the whatever cases are coming in a bank, whatever situations you are facing in a bank, link it with your syllabus. And that's how you will be able to cover your PPB subject. Okay, and because the case study questions are more, we have to go for it. So this is our paper 2. All the 4 modules we have already seen. Now let's discuss them one by one. Module A talks about general banking operations. Okay, it covers total 21 units. It talks about every operation that a bank performs, whether it is related to banker-customer relationship, special relationship, AML, KYC, money laundering. Okay, then handling of cash, collection, clearing, and foreign exchange remittances, NRI business, foreign currency account for resident, then cash management services, payment and collection of check, Negotiable Instrument Act, paying bank responsibility, collecting bank responsibility, ancillary services like the related services bank provide, customer service guideline, financial inclusion, financial literacy, then duties and rights of a bank, the Consumer Protection Act, the Right to Information Act, and the grievance redressal that we provide to the customer like an integrated ombudsman scheme. So when as a bank, you are providing services to the customer. So whatever services you are providing to the customer, it all will be covered under this. It all will be covered under this. So that's what we are talking about here as a module A. So if you are providing a deposit, if you are accepting deposit from a banker, from a customer, if you are giving a loan to the bank customer, if you have given locker facility to the customer, safe custody facility to the customer, whatever services you are providing to the customer, everything covered under module A. And the laws related to them have been also covered. Then module B, as you can see, functions of banks, it talks about, or we can say the lending operations of bank. We have principles of lending, appraisal assessment, operational aspect, types of collateral, their characteristics, modes of charging, the documentation, NPA, laws related to recovery, then contract of indemnity, bank guarantee, letter of credit, deferred payment guarantee, bill finance, personal finance, priority sector advances, agriculture finance, microfinance institution, co-lending arrangement with NBFC, MSME, government-sponsored scheme, self-help group. These all are the chapters which defines the lending operations of a bank. So bank provide lending or bank provide loan into the different types of customer with the different types of set of document required, different types of criteria required. So every type of criteria, documentation, conditions, everything will be covered here. If that loan have not been repaid, then what happened? It's also covered. So whatever the banks, if you talk about the business of banking, there are four main functions of business of banking. First, accepting deposit from public. Second, using that deposit in form of investment or lending. You can use that deposit of public to perform lending or the investment. Third, we have repaying that or repayable of those deposits on demand or otherwise. And fourth is withdrawable by check, draft, order or otherwise. So these four functions banks are performing. The first, deposit. Third, withdrawal and repayable situation we have covered in module A. Module B covered the second situation, that is lending and investment. The deposit that is used for the lending and investment purpose. Related to that activity, module B will be covered. Okay, in which if that lending do not be repaid by the customer, then what happened? What steps will be taken by the bank? That's also be covered here. Now we have module C. Module C talks about essential of bank computer. It's a banking technology. So bank computerization, core banking solution, alternate delivery channels, that's used digital banking, electronic fund transfer system, data communication system, digital payment system, technology adoption, trends in banking technology, security consideration and mitigation measures in bank, operational aspect of cybercrime, fraud risk management in cyber tech, then technology trends in banking like e-rupee, fintech, regtech, subtech, hashtag banking, etc. So module C is all about the technology. It's all about digital banking. It's all about core banking solution. It's all about computerization. It's all about involving IT in the banking sector to make the banking experience much better for the customer. Everything will be covered under module C. Okay, so it's hard to understand, it's hard to remember, but if you revise it 2 or 3 times, definitely you will be good to go with the module C questions because they were not that much tough. Definitely they will be tricky language. The questions from the module C come from the tricky language, and with the tricky language you will find in the paper like the questions are lengthy as well, but they are not tough to perform. They are not tough to attempt. You can easily find the answer. In comparison to A and B can be made more difficult for you. Okay, by changing the language, by creating case study questions, by adding a lot of certain most appropriate answer situation. So that will be made more tough comparative to this module C. Then module D is the smallest module. As you can see, it talks about ethics in banks and financial institution. It talks about ethics, business ethics, banking, ethics at individual level, ethical dimensions like employees will be covered, work ethics and workplace, banking ethics, changing dynamics, they all will be covered under the module D. Okay, they all will be covered under what? Module D. So we have to cover here module D, in which understanding the terminologies, or not terminologies, I can say words, like what is honesty, what is integrity, understanding what is code of conduct, right? These kind of words understanding we have to focus and we have to work for the module D. Clear? Next, now let's practice some questions to see what actually the PPB is. First of all, first question is saying in cash transaction report, the cash transaction above 10 lakh is to be submitted on monthly cash basis by 15th of the following month to the dash. So to whom the cash transaction report have to be submitted? If I talk about the reports, there are certain reports, total 5 reports are there that have to be submitted on their defined duration that helps to run the banking sector more proficiently. First is cash transaction report. As you can see, we have counterfeit currency report, we have non-profit organization transaction report, we have cross-border wire transfer report, we have suspicious transaction report. So these are the 5 reports that have to be submitted, that have to be conducted by the bank. Like every principal officer of a bank have to submit these reports on a certain duration. If I talk about the duration for the cash transaction report, non-profit organization transaction report, cross-border wire transfer report, and the next one we have is a counterfeit currency report. These 4 reports have to be submitted on the duration mentioned here, like 15th of the following month. Cash transaction, cross-border wire transfer report, non-profit organization report, counterfeit currency report. These 4 reports have to be submitted by 15th of the following month. And the suspicious transaction report have to be submitted within 7 months. 7 days. Within 7 days, it have to be submitted by the principal officer to Dash. Now, to whom it have to be submitted? To RBI, to CBI, to FIU-IND, to no need of submission of such type of report. So, to whom these reports have to be submitted? And the answer is Devki ma'am have given the right answer to us. That is your FIU-IND. Financial Intelligence Unit India is the authority who will be getting these reports and who will further do the analysis of these reports and transfer it to the respected regulatory authority. Okay, so you can see the right answer will be your C option. And these are the report: cash transaction report, cross-border wire transfer report, non-profit organization report, counterfeit currency report. They all have to go to the 15th of the following month. And then we have a suspicious transaction report that have to be submitted within 7 days of such suspicion have been generated by the bank employee. Okay, so all these reports, do remember, the principal officer of a bank submits these reports to the Financial Intelligence Unit India. Okay, and do remember the duration of them. Clear? Next question we have: banking services like credit card services, FASTag services, loan services, fixed deposit services, block, unblock cards. The above mentioned examples relate to which type of banking? The account aggregators, the hashtag banking, the social media banking, or the open banking? Let me know the answer of this. So banking services, credit card services, FASTag services, loan services, fixed deposit services, block, unblock card. These are the services which are involved in which of the following types? Like open banking is actually, like we know that bank have what? If we talk about the open banking, when it comes to the banking is running on the trust of a customer. Because the customer trusts the banks, that's why they are with the bank. Otherwise, they won't be having account in a bank. So open banking is when the customers' data and customer details can be shared. So bank have a duty. Bank have a duty of confidentiality, duty of secrecy. Like the bank cannot share the details about its customer with any other third party. So this is a duty of a bank to maintain confidentiality, to maintain secrecy. But in open banking, no such kind of duty is there. In open banking, with the consent of a customer, while the customer know about this situation and the bank is very much aware about this, the bank share the information of a customer with the third party. That's a open banking. Okay, that's what? That's a open banking. Then so definitely it's not a open banking. It's not a open banking. Social media banking, simply we know that which we use on Twitter or on any social media, we are providing services to the customer. So it's also not there. Account aggregators are actually NBFCs. They are the type of NBFCs which provide the credit history of a customer to the bank and financial institution, but with the consent of a customer. Let's say if I have applied for a loan in PNB and PNB wants to check my credit history, so PNB hire the account aggregator and ask the account aggregator to provide my credit history. So now the account aggregator will confirm with me that the Punjab National Bank is asking about your credit history. Can we share it or not? So if I give my consent that yes, go and share with the PNB, then account aggregator will share my details with the PNB. So that's the NBFC type. Definitely not. So right answer is hashtag banking. So hashtag banking provide all such services to the customer. So right answer will be your B option. Okay, so you can see the hashtag is used on social media sites, majorly on Twitter, to identify the messages on a specific topic, like the hashtag word or phrase, which is always preceded by a hash sign. This is the sign. And here, Indian banks have started using hashtag to provide services like fund transfer, balance inquiry, prepaid mobile recharge, etc. So to participate in the hashtag banking, the customer has to follow bank on Twitter, and these are the services that will be provided, like banking service, credit and services, credit card services, fast track, loan, fixed deposit, block, unblock card, etc. Okay, so that's a hashtag banking. Similarly, if I talk about positive pay system have been introduced in CTS. Now, what is CTS? CTS is check truncation system. Okay, positive pay system is what? It's a CTS, and CTS is a check truncation system. So this check truncation system, when we talk about, in which positive pay have been introduced. So positive pay system have been introduced in CTS. Banks are consider making it mandatory in case of checks for the amount of dash. So what is the amount for which the positive pay system in CTS have become mandatory? So what is positive pay system? Positive pay system is when if you are providing a check to someone, Hana, if you are writing a check to someone, then you have to inform your bank about that certain information related to the check. Information like, first you can give the information about the amount of a check, the date of a check, and the beneficiary's name. Okay, so such three details you have to share with your bank, and that you can do with the SMS, internet banking, mobile banking facility. Okay, and why this have been introduced? Because a lot of people used to do fraud in a check. So I have given a check of 60,000 to someone, but that person have made that check 1,60,000 rupees. So why? Because in the words and figures I have left a space to edit it, and the person have done this edit, and the check have been forged. So that's why positive pay system have been introduced. That's when you have written the check, you will give the certain information to the bank, and when the customer, like the beneficiary, comes and deposits the check in a bank will be cross-checking the details that I have provided and the check that have been submitted by the beneficiary. If they match, bank will make the payment. And if there is any differences in the information, what the bank will do? Bank will simply dishonor the check. Like bank will return the check unpaid. Okay, and the positive pay system have been introduced with the 5 lakh and above. So it became mandatory. It is mandatory from 5 lakh and above, but it is optional for 50,000 and above. So it is optional for 50,000 and above check value. It depends on the customer. If he or she wants to go for it, they can go. But if the amount is 5 lakh and above, then definitely it is mandatory. So right answer we have is a D. And the positive pay system introduced by RBI on 1st January 2021. And the information, the details we have to give is, that's minimum details like date, name of beneficiary, and the amount. These three details have to be given. How it will be given? By using SMS, mobile app, internet banking, ATM, etc. With these platforms, you can share this information with your bank. It is mandatory for 5 lakh and above, and it is optional for 50,000 and above. That's a CTS. Okay, next. Which of the following are correct with reference to legal entity identifier? So question is about the legal entity identifier, and you have to answer which is one is correct. So first is saying the legal entity identifier is a 12-digit alphanumeric code used to uniquely identify parties to financial transaction worldwide. Second is saying this has been implemented to borrowers the exposure of whom to scheduled commercial banks is 50 crore or more. So what do you think? Which statement is correct about the legal entity identifier? Or like legal entity identifier is a number which covers a certain digit. So definitely accordingly we have to go for the other digits also. Okay. So what's the right answer here? I'm getting C and B. Okay. So definitely it cannot be C because both are not correct. First is definitely wrong. It is 20-digit alphanumeric code. Okay, so first is wrong, but the second is correct. So right answer will be B option. Okay, what is the right answer? B option is the right answer. So you can see it's a 20-digit alphanumeric code used for uniquely identify the parties to financial transaction worldwide and the post the global financial crisis for improving the financial data accuracy, quality, helping in better risk management. The concept of uniform global legal entity identifier code was muted or introduced. Apart from legal entity identifier, we have to remember how many digits are there in IFSC code, in MICR, in MMID. If you remember them, let me know in the same sequence. Then apart from legal entity identifier, we have a SWIFT code. Apart from that, we have PEN. We have Aadhaar. I guess PEN and Aadhaar everyone is aware about. We have NEFT, UTR. We have RTGS, UTR. So let me know how many digits are there in all of them. So if I talk about IFSC, it's an 11-digit code. MICR is a 9-digit code. MMID is a 7-digit code. Legal entity identifier is a 20-digit code. SWIFT is 8 or 11-digit code. PAN is definitely your 10-digit. Aadhaar is 12. NEFT UTR number is 16-digit and RTGS UTR is 22 digits. So these all are the, one second, I guess it's not visible to you. Now it's visible. So they all are the important numbers they ask, like how many digits are there. And out of that, so many times we have seen that NEFT and RTGS UTR number have been asked. So many times it have been asked. So definitely it's important. Okay, and we have to cover them. So this is the pattern of questions that you will find, or the detailed questions will be there. So you can see there is no one-liner question. If they are asking about legal entity identifier, they have given certain 2 points about the LEI. If you know all the 2 points about LEI, then you will be able to answer this question. And also they have done one more thing. What is that thing? They, in the paper, they don't give the 2-statement question. They give 4 to 5 statement question. And when 4 to 5 statement question comes, definitely it makes the question more tough, because you have to remember 6 different things about the legal entity identifier, for example. So that's why it becomes more tough. So what should be done to clear this paper? First of all, understand the concept. Don't memorize this. Okay, don't try to memorize the things. Don't try to remember the things. Try to understand the things. Try to understand the concepts. That's the only way to clear the paper. And understanding the concept in the starting of your preparation won't help, because definitely after you will be having a paper on 8th of November. If today you have covered unit number 10, so before 8th of November, you have to revise it. Otherwise, you will forget about it, because lots of rules, regulation, restrictions are there. So revision is must. And revision have to be done in 2 ways. First is daily revision. Second is weekly revision. In daily revision, you have to give 15 minutes to the PPB subject. In that 15 minutes, you have to revise whatever you have studied in the last one day, like last 1 hour class. Okay, that you have to revise in 15 minutes. And weekly revision, whatever you have studied in 1 week, you have to revise it. Then apart from that, give the test. And the test will cover topic wise and full length. So first, make sure you give all the 55 units test, and then go for the full length mock test. And after every mock, you have to do the self-evaluation. Like you have to check the solution of the test and find out how many answers you have given correct. And those questions whose answers you have given wrong, do check their solution as well, because every question solutions will be detailed solution. So the checking solution will help you to revise as well. And repeat these 3 things. So first, try to understand concept. And how you can do that, I will give you a certain idea of your daily schedule. Like the daily schedule I will be giving here. First, 1 hour live class for PPB daily. Okay, do try to join the live class so that you will be able to ask your doubts, and you will be being active in your preparation when you join the live class. Then 15 minutes revision. Okay, morning. This 15 minutes should be given in morning. Before going to bank, you have to give 15 minutes daily for the revision. Whatever you have studied in today's 6 to 7 p.m. class, tomorrow before going to bank, you have to revise it. And this have to be done every day. Okay, then next we have second and fourth Saturday, because it's your off. So on the second and fourth Saturday, you have to give all topic wise test. So whatever topics you have covered, Hana, give the topic wise test of that particular topic. And with this, you have to join live class and you have to do 15 minutes revision. Okay, this will be go for second and fourth Saturday. Then apart from that, all Sundays, weekly revision. All Sundays you can go for weekly revision, and apart from weekly revision, check the solution of test that you have given on Saturday. Okay, so whatever test you have given on Saturday, topic wise test, do check its solution, do revise from the solution. Like solution means every question's explanation, like the answer's explanation will be given. So do check every question, do check its explanation, read it. It will help you to revise and it will help you to know what approach you should be taking while answering this question. So that will be very good for you. You will revise the concept, you will understand the concept, and you will learn the approach. Okay, like what wrong have been done. You can check that out. Okay, so these are the things that have to be followed when it comes to the strategy. And definitely these are the 4 individual batches we have that you can go and cover to clear your conceptual understanding of each subject. Like they are the 4 different batches. We have Elevate batch, we have Increment batch, Officers batch, Success batch. And you will be getting all the 55 units classes in the conceptual understanding in that, in which I will tell you the PPB timing will be your 6 to 7 p.m. And apart from that, I can say if you are going for any 3 subjects or if you are going for all 4 subjects, then my suggestion is go with the Mahapack, because Mahapack will give you conceptual classes, crash course, power pack revision batch, everything will be there. Topic wise test, full length mock test, you will get PDF revisions, class PDFs, class recording, everything will be there, which is required to clear the JAIIB. And if you are going for any 1 or 2 subject, okay, like rest you have qualified, but you are going for any 1 or 2 subject, then my suggestion is you can go for the subscription batch of that subject. Because in the subscription batch of that particular subject, you will get benefit of Mahapack, but for a specific subject. Hana? All the benefit of Mahapack will be there, but for a specific subject, it will be there. So accordingly, go for it. So if you want to check a study plan, it will be available on Ada 24/7 store. So let's first download the Ada 24/7 application. Because on Ada 24/7 application, we will find all these details. Okay. So once you have downloaded the application, on the home page, you have to select the exam category. So I will show you here. This is the website we have. On the home page, you have to go to the all courses, then JAIIB CAIB, then go with JAIIB November 2025. You will find all the batches. Click on View All. This is Mahapack. This is Elevate batch. And similarly, you will find individual subject subscription batches. Okay, individual subject subscription batches are there. So click on the particular batch. Do read all the details like live class, mock test, ebooks, video courses are there, and triple validity is going on. When you scroll down, you will find each detail of the batch. Hana, overview will gives you the detail of the batch. Whatever is covered in this particular batch will be shown to you. So to enroll, click on the buy now option, enter a code here that will be Y496 and apply. Once you apply, you find here 80% discount on the Ada 24/7 website. But if you enroll by using Ada 24/7 application by using the code Y496 and coins, which are available in your application, you will get 81% discount plus triple validity on all the Mahapack. And if you go for individual batches, like if you go for Elevate batch or if you go for, let's say, Increment batch or any batch, in that scenario, you will be able to get 81% discount and 6 months validity. So best option is, my suggestion, go with the Mahapack. Okay, how to check the study plan? So when you scroll down, you will find the study plan here and you can see all the 4 subject study plan is given. I will show you here the PPB study plan in which you will find I am starting module C from Monday onwards. So 6 to 7 p.m. we will be having our class. First we will cover module C, then we will cover module D. So by 27th of September we will be covering 29th of September we will be covering our modules C and D together, and definitely more than that class can be go because of it depends on the understanding level in the class, like how quickly you understand the concept, we will be covering the concept. But definitely until and unless every one of you says that yes, it is clear to us, we won't be moving forward. Okay, and the module A and B will be given to you in form of recording, so that you will get, whenever you get the time, you can go and check that out. So me and Kinshuk sir will be covering that. I will be taking live classes of C and D module for you, and the A and B module of Kinshuk sir will be provided to you in a recorded form. Clear? So that's all for today's information, today's orientation class. I hope you understood what to be done to clear the paper, and what next have to be the step of ours. So do remember, daily we will be having this class at 6 to 7 p.m. Do join it live. If because of certain reason you won't be able to join it live, then do make sure you check the recording of that particular class on the same day. Don't let it go for the future date. I will cover on Sunday or Saturday, something like that. If you miss live class, go on the same day and cover your live class in form of recording, because after the class ends, you will get the recording within 1 or 2 hours. So it's better that you go and check the recording and cover the content in the same day. Okay, so that's all for today. This is how we will be going forward. So from Monday onwards,
class starts in 13 minutes.
So from Monday onwards, we will be covering our module C, unit number 1, and then we will continue with the module C. Okay, so if you have any doubt related to PPB, let me know after this session. If you have any doubt related to PPB, related to classes, let me know here. I'm checking your comments. So do remember, PPB looks like an easy subject, but its questions will be tough. So we have to prepare accordingly so that we will cover the right questions at the right time. Okay. Chalo, so that's all for today. We'll be ending the session here today, and we'll continue on Monday 6 to 7 p.m. with the module C, unit 1 of module C we will be covering, and we will start conceptual study from the Monday onwards. Okay. So last but not the least, do not forget to subscribe to channel JAIIB CAIIB English Medium and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you with the help of session. Okay. Numericals you will find in module A and B. In A and B, you will find the numericals. C and D do not covers the numerical. D module covers your case study questions. Okay. All the numericals will be from A and B module. Okay, done. Sure. So let's end here. See you all in the next class. Till then, take care. Have a good Sunday tomorrow, and do make sure whatever you have covered till now, do revise it. And if you have joined the batch recently, go and start watching your module A and B recording that is already available in your account. Okay. So thank you all for joining the session. See you all in the next class. Take care.